Today we're going to be doing a review of the whole listing process. What to do when you first go to the home, how to take notes, how to take pictures, how to talk about marketing strategies, how to talk about showing strategies, and how to do a CMA. So the title of our class today is Old Realtors Never Die, They Just Get Listless, or How to Stay Young and List Lots of Property. So when you first hear that someone has referred a new client to you and they want you to come out to their house to list their home, what is step number one? Well, you have to go look at the house. Even if you have been there in the past, it might have been a while since you've been there. You need to visit the home. You need to take some pictures. You need to make some notes. How many bedrooms does the home have? What's in the basement? What's on the first floor? How many bathrooms does it have? Does it have hardwood? Does the carpet need to be replaced? Any flaws that you know that you'll have to have a conversation about later, you need to be able to write all of this down and remember it. When you leave the house, then be sure you drive around the area, make notes and pictures, not only of the neighborhood, some of the other homes, but any parks, any schools that are nearby, any grocery store, shopping, anything that would make this home an attraction to different kinds of families. And then determine what is the best buyer for this home. Is it a family with children? Is it an empty nester? Is it someone who's single? What is the best person to live and function in this house? So once you have left the house after visit number one, you are going to send them the United Real Estate pre-list PowerPoint. This presentation is in the intranet. It is designed for you to be able to customize maybe 2 or 3 slides, and the rest of it has been written for you about our marketing, our website exposure, our history, and a little bit about you, your bio that you will customize in the presentation. This allows the seller to learn a little bit about what to expect from what you're going to do marketing their home. So now you're going to begin your research. What is this home worth? What are you going to recommend to the seller to price the home at? So we go to the MLS, we pull up comparable sales, pending sales, and current actives in the same neighborhood from the MLS. And it's important to remember you are going to compare one-level homes to one-level homes, 2 stories to 2 stories, split levels to split levels, and so forth. It makes your compensation and your outcome more accurate. So you're also going to go to the PVA and search properties that sell privately. And in many areas that are very desirable, you will get better results in the PVA than you will from the MLS. So you have to find out, from the PVA when the house was built, how many times it's sold, what this person paid for it, that kind of thing. So you're just doing a lot of research. The more you know, the better. The more you know about the homes right around this property that have sold, how long the people have lived there, as much data as you can possibly accumulate, the better your presentation to the seller will be. So then you're going to work on your algebra problem. And when we took algebra in high school, you know that we were trying to find the value of X. It's the same process. X is what is the value of this subject home that you're getting ready to list. So in Paperless Pipeline, under the Reference tab, there is a sheet of adjustment amounts. And it's very basic because I want you to learn to do a CMA with the very obvious things, primarily square feet, bathrooms, garages, fireplaces, those kind of things. I don't want you to get into trying to compare and make adjustments for anything any more detailed without talking to me. So then you're going to give plus and minus dollar amounts for the tangible, measurable differences. So by that, I mean one house has 1,000 square feet, one house has 2,000 square feet. What is the difference of that 1,000 square feet difference? And you're going to see the adjustment amount is a variable depending on what price range you're in, and $1 million house is going to be more than a $100,000 house. per square foot. So refer to that form under the reference tab on Paperless. You're going to do that for each comp that is sold and also each pending. Now, the pending is only going to tell us that this house was listed at X, and that's the price you have to work with, and it was on the market for so many days, but you can still do the plus and minuses for the pending properties. And here's the secret, the plus or the minus. If the subject property has more, it's a plus. If the subject property has less, it's a minus, and you're plussing and minus from the sale price of each of your comparable sales. So the actives that are on the market now are comparable and represent to the seller what his competition is. So you have to make sure that you look at the seller's competition and you can justify pricing the listing at a price that makes this home competitive in the neighborhood. And that is a part of your conversation you're going to have with the seller. So that is step number 3. Here is a picture of the United pre-list packet. This is the first screen. It is a PowerPoint presentation. So if you can't find this on the intranet, let me know and I will help you. So step number 5, now we're going to begin putting our data together in a presentation format so that we can talk to the seller about it. So you're going to choose your comparable solds, pendings, and actives that you already know what they are. You've been doing the math, but now you're going to pull them electronically out of your MLS and into our portal, Toolkit CMA. And you'll have to make some selections in there. For instance, this whole presentation is about 54 pages long. I don't recommend that you do every page, but as an example, you have the option to put 3 comparables on a page or just 1 on a page. So it's like, what is your preference? And I think when you're comparing, when the seller's comparing, to me, it's easier to compare if there are 3 on a page, then they can toggle back and forth between the 3 properties rather than flipping pages and trying to look at the differences in each of the comps. So that's one choice you have to make. There's some great advice in there, preparing your home to sell and what to expect at closing. So just go through those pages and see which ones are applicable to the family that you're going to be presenting this to. So once you get your Toolkit CMA presentation together, you bring it into the office, we bind it in a nice folder, heat-bound folder, and then you're going to take this to the home no more than 48 hours after the first appointment. So all of this goes by rather quickly. So you're going to talk about your data. You're going to explain to the seller about the algebra problem so that they know this is not your opinion. You're not just pulling these numbers out of the air. You're going to go in great detail and say, from the MLS and from properties in your neighborhood that have sold, here are the results. And you're going to go through every sold, every pending, every active, and talk about their current competition, and then explain to them why you recommend a price range of $175 to $190 or whatever the numbers happen to be. So in addition, when they are satisfied with the price you have come up with and you're ready to do the paperwork, you're also going to have to talk to them about showing procedures, what you expect. You talk to them about showing time and how our showings are managed electronically, and agents make appointments through this app. And then we also get feedback through the app when agents choose to do that cooperatively, and that this feedback can be sent directly to them so they can see what the buyers think of their property. So all that's a part of your marketing plan, your customized marketing plan, and the follow-up policy. So this is a very detailed meeting with the seller. You have to make sure they understand. Now, where do we find listings? Let's review that for a minute. Well, 2 of our favorite places are expireds and FSBOs. And expireds and FSBOs to me are like microwave and crock pot. So expired listings already believe in the services of a realtor, but for whatever reason, they have not had a successful experience. Now, you and I know that 4 factors make a house sell: location, price, condition, and seller motivation. And many times agents fail to get the property sold because they don't understand what the seller's true motivation is. If the seller's motivated, you can't change the location, so you're basically dealing with price and condition. And we learn how to counsel the sellers. If we put the property on the market and we have it out on all the websites and we have it on social media, and the buying public knows the price and the location and nobody comes, so they're objecting to price and location because nobody comes. If we do the same thing and we throw it out there on the internet and we've marketed it some and lots of people come, we've had an open house, we had 10 families, no offer, and the buying public is objecting to something they see when they get to the property, which is typically condition or some kind of functional obsolescence, or hill going down the backyard, or something that they didn't know until they got to the property. So it's all about counseling. Well, an expired listing, one of those four things is out of line. Typically, it's the price or condition, and you will not know that until you go visit the property. So for an expired listing, you have to call them up the next morning, right after it expires, and you're going to ask them why they think it didn't sell, and they're going to vent about how bad their last realtor was, and you're going to talk to them about how you've been trained to solve the problem, and the problem can, you can't do that till you come and visit and you're trying to get an appointment. So for sale by owners are completely opposite. You work them slowly. They are in the crock pot because they are sure they can sell the house themselves. And you have to go to the door many times, take them something of value, and offer them help. Those are two places you can find listings. You should be calling expireds and calling FSBOs every single week. So, and then I would encourage you to knock on the door. Go to a neighborhood, either your geographic farm or a neighborhood where you live, or a neighborhood, number one, where you know properties turn over frequently, a neighborhood that's safe, of course, but you go and take something of value, something in addition to your business card. An example of what payments would be on a $200,000 house, a $300,000 house, whatever a move up price would be from the neighborhood where you are knocking on doors, because many people who've been in their house more than 5 or 6 years do not realize how much equity they have and how much they can use it to buy something bigger for their family. So if you go Saturday morning, Sunday afternoon, or in the evenings 4 to 6, you're going to have better success than in the morning. So try knocking on doors. And then obviously, most of your business is going to come right from your database, your CRM, the sphere of influence, the people that know and love you. They already trust you. So you have to keep these people up to date on what the market is doing. You have to let them know it's a seller's market. You have to tell them that we are short of inventory and that we need listings, and now is a prime opportunity to get top dollar for their house. You also need to be sending out just listed and just sold cards or virtual cards on every single listing. It reinforces the fact that you are a successful listing agent and that you know what you're doing. You send out a just listed card on every listing, and when that listing sells, you send the same people a just sold card. It really enforces your ability to get the job done. So farm your sphere of influence for listings continually and stay in touch. And then your geographic farm. Again, this is a neighborhood of 500, a minimum of 500 that's convenient to you and your busy path every day near your home, near work. Again, where homes sell quickly and often, and you have to do a lot of U.S. Post Office mailing for a geographic farm to get started at least once a month for the first 6 months, because it's going to take 6 months for you to get any real traction. And then you're going to really just be very sensitive to everything that goes on in your farm. You're going to look at every listing, even if they're not your listing. You're going to make an appointment to preview. You're going to preview every listing. You're going to watch for sale by owners. You're going to wait for listings to expire. You're going to send out things in the neighborhood. You're going to sponsor things, an Easter parade for the kids, a 4th of July parade, a garage sale, anything that gets you out there to make these people understand that you are really the expert in this farm area. Again, you won't see any results for 6 months to a year, and then it'll take 3 years before you will own that neighborhood. but you cannot stop. It is all a continual process. So that kind of gives you a little overview of what it is to take a listing, how to find a listing. But I want us to really focus now on being listing agents rather than just chasing properties for buyers and losing out on multiple offers. So have a great day.